Hi everyone, my name is Love, and in this video I'm just gonna share to you guys how I studied for the NCLEX. So I just recently passed the NCLEX. Today is July 1st, and I took my exam last July 25th. I decided to make this video because when I was like studying, I always see on other videos how to pass NCLEX on first take, and then 75 questions, and then like I realized, what if I did not pass the first take, right? What should I do the next time I'm gonna take the exam? That is the reason why I've decided to do this video, to share what I did wrong on the first time that I took the test and what I did right on the second time. So just a bit of a background: I graduated from my nursing program in 2009. It's been a decade, more than a decade now, that I graduated from nursing school in the Philippines. After graduation, I took the board exam there. I worked as a medical surgical nurse for 4 years. And I also took Masters of Science in Nursing, but I did not finish. I also took the HAAD license to become a nurse in Abu Dhabi, and I moved there in 2016 to become home care nurse for 3 years. Back in 2011, I already applied to become a permanent resident here in Canada, but my application took 5 years, so I've decided to work in Abu Dhabi for the meantime. And fortunately, I moved here in Canada last 2018. I'm just gonna share what I did wrong way back last 2020 when I first took my NCLEX exam. I only reviewed for 2 months, and which is a very bad idea because I graduated for a decade. What I've learned in nursing school is not fresh anymore, so I'm just like basing my knowledge based on my hospital experience, based on my home care experience. And then like suddenly I just like decided one day that I want to take the NCLEX, so I crammed the whole 2 months. What I used back then was the Saunders 8th edition. I read the whole book without understanding it. I also purchased UWORLD for 90 days, so that's what I was doing, like answering questions. But then I really did not understand. I was like just getting below 50%, which is really bad. And when I took the assessment test, and the result was low chance of passing, but then like I told to myself, oh, UWorld is just hard, I'm gonna make it. So I am really confident back then about my knowledge that I can pass the test with low chance of passing in my UWorld assessment. Every day I will study, like all I do was just study. I deactivated all my social media. I isolated myself. I like, when the moment I wake up in the morning, I study, and then I go to work. I still go to work the whole time, the whole 2 months. I did not take any break, like even like a week off before the exam. So my brain was so loaded with so much information that I cannot retain those information anymore. And I realized that I did not really understand anything. And like when I was taking the exam, I really did not know anything. I just like answer all the questions, what is going on. So that was the mistake I did before. And I was like, when I got the result that I failed, I already accepted because I really did not prepared well for that exam. That is the story of my first take. Now I am going to share to you what I did the second time I took the test and passed on my second try. What are the materials that I used to study for NCLEX? The first one that I use is the UWORLD. I purchased the 6 months with 2 assessments, and I think it cost around 200 to 300 US dollars. The second one is I also purchased Archer Review, and it's more cheaper than the UWorld. And I also use this prioritization, delegation, and assignment by La Charity, the 4th edition. I also use the Saunders 8th edition for my the concepts. I also listen to Mark Klimick's lectures on YouTube or Spotify. Sometimes if I'm not in the mood to study, I watch Simple Nursing and Registered Nurse RN. So I've decided to spend 6 months of studying for this exam. So after I failed the first take, I took months break. I started by answering 25 questions a day. I first took the assessment exam. My weakness are maternity nursing and pediatric nursing. I allotted a lot of time to study those topics first. So that was what I did for the first 3 months of my reviews. I go by system first. Today, 25 questions all about maternity. The next day, all questions about fundamentals. Aside from that, I open my Saunders book, reading on that topic too. I also bring my La Charity, the prioritization at work. So every time, like on my breaks, I answer questions. After that, when I go home from work, I will study the rational at home. Those are my routine for the past 3 months. I applied for my ATT because I feel like I'm not in the I'm not yet in the mood, like I'm not yet in that state of where I am really like very focused on studying. I already have like a deadline. I really review the rationales. I really study, like if I'm wrong to this question, okay, I'm gonna write it down. That note I bring to work if on my break or if we don't have any patients. I will reread all those notes that I did, because I am not really a fan of memorizing. So what I did is just like trying to retain the information, but by just reading again and again. Like maybe after I read my notes this day, and then the following week I'm gonna reread it again. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to study effectively, because I realized that it's not the amount of time that you study. My schedule was, I tried waking up 4 in the morning because I work 8 to 5. I'm working in a clinic. So I will wake up by 4 a.m. and I will start studying until like maybe 2 hours before going to work. It works for me because I am really a morning person. But if you're a night owl, or you're more productive in the evening, you can do that. But just for me, I really cannot study after work because I'm so tired sometimes. And sometimes I go to the gym, and then I find it for me that it really works if I study early in the morning because my mind is still fresh. Sometimes I wake up maybe 5, sometimes I cannot wake up early, so I did not force myself to study. That's why I've decided to study for this test for 6 months, because I am currently working and I only have limited time to study, and maybe weekends too. so that like I have like this full 6 months of really like learning everything that I need to. I reset the UWORLD, but this time I'm not answering based on system. I am now answering all, like mix. Every day I need to answer question. Doesn't matter if it's 75, doesn't matter if it's 50 only, doesn't matter if it's just 20 questions, but I have to answer every single day. So on that second time that I was answering all the UWORLD questions, I am getting above 50%. I was like unsure, is it just because like did I memorize the answer? But then like I realized that no, I am answering based on my current knowledge. I try to manage my anxiety first too, because that was also my mistake the first time I took the exam. Like, even if you really know everything about nursing, every topics in nursing, if you cannot if you did not manage your anxiety, nothing's gonna change, right? Because the first time I took the test, I was vomiting a week before I took my exam. I thought it's just like, oh, maybe I just have problems with my gut. What I did, I set my vacation leave just to study, just to focus on this test so that I can just relax. I am not thinking about work because sometimes it's stressful when you are working and then studying. My original schedule May 26th, and then I got unscheduled, and then so the next schedule was June 25th. After the 6 months of review, I extended another month to review. UWORLD is already expired, right? So I just focus on Archer review. 7 days before my exam, I started answering questions every single day because that's what I've learned. You will really know that you learned something from what you're reviewing if you are really answering those questions, because it is practicing your mind to really recall, okay, I know this topic, so your mind is just like like digging, okay, what is this, right? So that is how you know that you learned, is to answer questions. So every day I answer Archer 75 times 3, so I am answering 225 questions every single day. I know it's too much, but since like I've been studying for 6 months, I feel like my mind is getting used to answering questions. So 75 in the morning, and then I'm gonna take break like an hour, 30 minutes or an hour break, and then I will sit down again. I will answer again second batch of 75 questions, and then I'm gonna take an hour or 30 minutes break again, and then I will answer the last batch of 75 questions. Like I can sit the whole 75 questions. I can finish that 75 questions in about like 30 to 40 minutes. I was just using the readiness assessment. Just gonna choose the readiness assessment, and it will give you like 75 questions. And what really surprised me, all the readiness assessment I took, I am getting very high scores. Like, oh shit, right? Everything was very high chance of passing, and it surprised me, like, really? That's how like I really learned for the past 7 months. So that's what like I felt like I am really ready to take the exam, because like I can answer questions. I'm gonna show it to you. I screenshot everything. So after that, after answering 75 questions, I'm gonna review the rationals. A day prior my exam, I just answered 2 sets of 75 questions, and then the whole afternoon I just relaxed. So during the exam, while I was like answering question, I am still having this anxiety, but every time that I feel like everything is like even if I read the questions multiple times, I really cannot understand. What I did is I stopped. I close my eyes, I pray, and then just like mini meditation, but not too long. Then I open my eyes, I reread again the questions, and what I've learned was that I tried to reading the last part of the question. If there's like a long question, I'm gonna read first the very last sentence, because like even like reading, I don't know, even like reading the last question, I already know the answer, and then I will go back and then reread and read the whole question. I'm just like thinking, what is the best that I can do as a nurse to my patient? So that's all like what's on my mind when I am taking the exam. I hit the 75. I thought that it's gonna stop, but it continued till 76, till 82. But I was getting a lot of SATA, the select all that apply question, and I'm just like, what I did, so they will provide you like a whiteboard and a marker. What I did is like I wrote every time I get SATA questions, I will write all the numbers and I will eliminate there, because we cannot eliminate on the computer itself. So I will eliminate there, and then I will put question mark if is this the right answer, is this the wrong answer. I will put question mark, and then I will go back again there to analyze, to answer, to ask myself, is it true or is it false? So that's what I did with the SATA questions. All the 7 months of preparation for this, it's done. I'm just like continue praying that I hope that I will pass the test. I still continue praying. In God's grace, I passed the second time I took the NCLEX, and I am so happy because like all the effort, I really put all my effort, because I was like thinking, this is the very last time that I am going to take this test, so I'm gonna give all my effort, all my money to this, because I've like really decided that this is the last time I'm going to take this test. I am going to pass this test. So now I can move on with the processing of my license here in Canada. But I might consider working as a travel nurse too. But we will see. And always remember that you're not always gonna be motivated to study, because like who enjoyed studying, right? Maybe some of you, but me, I'm not. But since I've been doing this for the past 6 months, it's been my it has been my routine, and it became like a habit to me. And then always pray, like always pray, always believe that there's right timing for everything. If you fail once, twice, or thrice, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve to become a registered nurse. Trust God, trust the universe, that if it's the right time, it will be. And it doesn't mean that you fail, that you are not gonna be a good nurse, because when you're practicing as a nurse, they're not gonna ask you like how many times did you take the NCLEX. So yeah, just always listen to yourself, always believe in yourself that you can do it. And then the very big thing on me is just manage your time, manage your anxiety. A woo-woo thing, but meditation really helps. That is all for the tips that I want to share, that I can share, and I hope that you find this video very helpful. We all have different situations in life. Like for me, I am single, I don't have any family, and I live alone, so I have this space, I have time to really like focus on studying. Even if like I am working, find time to study at work. You have to remove all your excuses. Like even whatever is your situation right now, if you really want this, if you really want something, you will forget all the excuses. You will do it, right? Good luck to all of you guys. I hope you all can make it soon too. So if you just have any questions and I think that I can help, maybe just message me or comment down below. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.